says. It's very casual, very laid back.
So goddamn arrogant about their PCs.
Welcome to another episode of D Freaks and Geeks, the unedited and unfiltered gaming podcast that's more fun than getting a popcorn kernel stuck in your teeth. I am your host, David, aka D Freak.
I'm Pat, aka Bloodbath17.
Matt, aka Spiteful Toast.
Welcome to 2023, ladies and gentlemen. I've been doing a ton of research on because I've been reading a ton about 2023 games that were coming out, and everybody is like super hyped about this year coming out. They're putting it up against, I think, what was the year, 2007 or 2008? Was that the Halo year?
One of those. Might have even
It
been
was
06.
Yeah, there was one of those years where like a crazy amount of good games came out, and 2023 is shaping up to at least what people are saying is be comparable to that. So I think it's a really
07.
exciting year. It was 07. What were the
Yeah.
games that came out? Does it list it there?
No, I just looked up Halo, but Halo, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I mean, those two alone, that's millions of people right there.
Yes, I know that was a good year. So I know in our last episode before the year turned, we were talking about some games that we were excited for, but this week I think we're going to take a deep dive into three that I guess excites us the most. I think.
Fuck yeah!
if the ones that really excited us the most, it would be a whole Starfield episode, but we're not counting that because it doesn't have a release date. So we picked.
Hogwarts.
I mean,
spoiler alert!
Today doesn't have a release date.
Yeah. So, but we're going to be talking about three games today. A little bit of like, I guess, a pre-review of the games, and something new that we want to try to do is we want to try to give like a little more deep dive, get a little more excited about some games, and then maybe, I mean, I haven't talked to them about this at all, but like maybe do a review of the games after we beat them, like make that our game. So, we'll see if that's something we could do move forward and like kind of get a detailed review going. So. This week, I'm going to talk about Hogwarts. Matt's going to talk about Dead Island 2, and Pat's going to talk about the new Assassin's Creed game. What was it? Mirage?
Mirage, yeah. Fucking dope, dude.
All three games look pretty sweet.
Dude, the new Dead Island looks so cool.
Okay, so Matt, you started off. What's the difference between Dead Island 1, Dead Island 2? How old is Dead Island?
Dead Island 1 originally came out in 2001. 2011, sorry, 2001.
I was going to say 2001. That's a fucking long time.
Oh yeah, 2011.
That's like PS1.
But so the thing that I found out, which I thought was really interesting, as I was doing all of this research on this, well, the minimal amount of research that there is for the new Dead Island game, a lot of the stuff kept talking about like why it was delayed, because I mean, in reality, the game was supposed to come out in 2014, 2015. Like, the game was supposed to come out not that long.
Crap.
The game wasn't supposed to come out that much longer after the first one. But it kept just basically, it just went from like they would sign on a company. Like, the first team that was originally supposed to do it was a company called Jaeger. But they moved on to
bombs.
But surprisingly enough, they actually moved on from Dead Island on a Dying Light, which is another open world survival game, zombie survival game.
So did they just get reassigned, or did because what happens in gaming developing too is a bunch of them will like get together and fucking leave and form their own studio.
I'm gonna be honest, there was so much of it. It was like
drama.
It was just a lot. There's from every other year, it was bouncing from a different company to either a new publisher or a new developer, or the team just like, or some other company had something already made and then they liked it, so they decided to go with that instead. So it's kind of just been bouncing around back and forth a lot. That's the only reason why it hasn't come out yet, is because there's just been so much drama in the background that I guess they couldn't either decide on a company or a certain engine to use or whatever. But
Wouldn't you be worried about how the game came out with that? Drama never makes anything better, like
no,
at
I
all.
mean, I don't know if I'd say it's drama or if it's necessarily they just couldn't settle. Like they were just very indecisive on what they wanted or from what they wanted and who they wanted it from and all that stuff. But I mean, besides obviously what's probably gonna be, I mean, dude, the fucking visual trailer that they released was insane. It was nuts. It was almost like I was watching a movie. But
I remember that from Dead Island 1, though. I remember seeing the trailer and I was like, that looks fucking awesome. I'm definitely going to buy that. And then I read the
dude, there,
reviews and
A
it was like,
while
this
ago,
game is a
yeah.
huge disappointment.
I mean, I mean, I have, I'm obviously gonna go at it with an open mind. The closer
Yeah.
it comes to release. But I mean, the trailer looks really cool. There's no gameplay of it yet, so it's really just like small little snippets. But it seems like it's kind of the same idea from the first one. I mean, the first one was pretty basic. It was kind of just open world hack and slash kind of zombie game. Just run around,
That's the one
kill.
with the mall, right?
No, that's Dead
No,
Rising.
that's,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Dead
Dead
Rising. Okay.
Dead
Dead
Island
Island,
goes
you're
off.
literally on an island.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're on a
That makes
fictional
sense.
you're on a fictional fake island in the middle of
I'm a fucking idiot.
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, dude.
But so you know what so the funny thing is that we actually bring that up. So the first one was actually on an island. This one is in L.A. and San Francisco.
What if it's because the big one happened and it is an island?
The only reason that I found that the whole reason why it's in there is because it's based off of after the first game. There's a huge zombie outbreak, and then they got people just quarantined in California. That's pretty much like the only reason why it's in California right now.
So if the game was supposed to come out in 2014, 2015, and they don't even have a gameplay trailer yet, what the fuck are they doing?
I mean, probably like what every
Who the
other
fuck
company is doing
knows?
nowadays. It's like what we say with
Yeah.
every other gaming company. I mean, it could be
Yeah.
anything. It could be they can't decide on a locate. Like probably like the same thing with GTA 5. They're probably like don't know where it should be taking place. They don't know what engine to use. They don't know what company to go with. They don't know what the story should be like. Like there's so many different roadblocks that instead of them just being like, yeah, well, you know what? Let's stick with the same idea and we'll just kind of build off of that. They try to do a whole new thing. And then they hit so many different roadblocks with so many different people on like the other end of things, like all the people who bring in the actual money. They're probably more of a deciding factor in things than you think.
So you
Totally.
would say, researching into the background of this game, you're still excited for it? Because to me, this is just me, kind of sounds like a shit show.
I mean, I don't.
It kind of sounds like a lot's happening and not a lot of game developing. I'm just
No,
asking,
there's
does
no. I
that
mean,
make you less excited after researching it a little bit?
no, I don't think so. I think if anything, I think it's probably a normal process, especially for something like this. I mean, when you look at the game like from the original, like Dead Island 1, it gives you like a Dying Light kind of a vibe, like and like it just kind of feels like they're almost
Faster?
no, they almost feel hand in hand. The only difference between Dying Light and Dead Island is that in Dying Light you have more parkour abilities where you can climb buildings
Yeah.
and do these
I would
weird, crazy little tricks.
I would think they're gonna kind of add some of that to Dead Island. If they're reviving Dead Island, I would imagine they're gonna add some kind of aspect like parkour to it.
And did they have crafting in the first one?
Well, they had something like crafting. It was more just like you find a weapon on the ground and you're able to add an upgrade to it, or you're able to repair it. But it wasn't like super. That's one of the things that they're gonna try. I think I saw that they're gonna try to put in the new one. Is gonna
You
try to
have
put
to.
like a more in-depth crafting system, and it looks like on
Almost
the
like Call of Duty does it,
and
like with attachments and shit like that.
yeah, and they're almost adding like, I guess you would say, like, almost like perks or skills, instead of it being like in the first one they had different characters that had, like, one was good at explosives, one was good with pistols, or one was like close range, like just basic like
Yeah.
character development. This one's like more in depth. Like one of them, he gets minor damage boosts when attacking like rapidly, and on top of that, his crit damage is increased while he's on low stamina, and when he hits a crit, he gets more stamina back. So it's like more in depth, trying to go to like building different classes and different
Trying to
builds.
make it like a more RPG-ish
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it
build
sounds
upon
yeah,
like.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I
adding a
like it.
multiplayer to it, so I guess you could play with play with your friends.
Apparently, weren't one of you said it in a previous episode that those zombie multiplayer modes, people love them. Like where you're a zombie and one person's not a zombie or
No, it's
whatever.
not. I don't think it's gonna be
Left
like
4
that.
Dead.
I think, yeah,
This is
I don't think
Oh,
it's.
when we were
I think
talking
it's
about
more
that.
gonna be like you and your friend can go in together and go around and kill zombies, do missions, like just like
more co-op than
yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah.
And
So
when's the scheduled release date for this?
April
Is there even
28th.
one
April 28th.
of 2023?
Yeah,
Dope.
Do you think it's going to come out?
I think it's gonna come out. I think it just depends on how it's gonna come out. Not like it's gonna be.
So you think April 28th is definitely the day?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be. I think I believe it would be the release date. I think it just depends on how the game's gonna get released. Because I mean, it could just kind of be very meh.
Floppy.
It could just be like some games that are getting released where they're overhyped in the trailers and all this other stuff, but then when it comes to actually playing the game, it's like it doesn't
Flood.
feel. It just
It's
feels like crap for a $60 game that's been hyped up for so long.
Well, it might be $70 too if
Yeah,
everybody's going to start taking that concept. Because
Definitely.
imagine buying a shit game now for $70. It's so funny that it used to when we were growing up, it was $59.99,
Call of
and then it
Duty.
became $69.99, and then it was now $79.99. $10 extra for a game.
$79.99 is $80. What are you talking about?
That's what new games are.
$80? You thought you were
No,
talking about
they're
70. Am I tripping?
No.
Call of Duty was 70.
What new
If
game are you
any
buying that's
game
$80,
was going
Dave?
to be the
At a
maximum
standard
amount of
base
money,
price.
Call of Duty would have
No.
been $80. It was
Dave,
$70, dude.
What game are you buying?
Hold on. There's a game that came out that was $80. Wasn't it the new Need for Speed?
Oh, game.
I think
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Was it?
I think
I
the
thought
new
it was
Need for
70.
Speed game came out for $79.99 on the Xbox store.
Oh,
Need for
jeez.
fucking Speed, dude. Yeah, go to the Xbox store.
I'm looking it up right now. What is it, Unbound? Or
Who the
Heat?
Yes.
fuck knows?
No, it's not Heat. It's not Heat. It's Unbound.
Pick some
'Cause-
I'm wanted by the cops pun, and that's probably the name of the game.
You know what's always a good racing game while Matt's looking this up is those okay, my brain just shut off completely. Burnout games.
I love Burnout
yeah.
games.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Burnout is awesome.
I used to
Dude,
rent
you
those
fuck
all the
shit
time.
up, dude.
No, you were wrong, Dave. It's $70.
Fucking idiot.
But still,
Tell
I
him,
mean, the
Matt.
fact
Tell
that
him he's a fucking idiot.
well, actually, plus it's on sale right now for $41.99. So
Whoa.
on the Xbox store.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Pat's secretly excited.
No.
A little bit. All right, so let's move on to that's Dead Island 2, April 28th. Get in line at your local GameStop because they're probably not going to do a 12 a.m. release because they don't do that anymore. I, on the other hand, have done a ton of research over the past 3 days.
What are you throwing me under the bus for? You Google Dead Island 2 right now and you tell me how much information is out there. What do you want me to do?
There is very little
research.
information about my game too.
The Wikipedia page is this big, and most of it is just referring to why it's taking so long. So, like, what do you want me to
What is that?
create
That's like 8 inches.
This is big. This is huge.
That is More than average.
Massive.
But no, so I did a bunch of research over the past 3 days. Obviously, my game has more. I mean, it's coming out in a month. We've talked about it so many times on this. I wanted to get a little bit of a deep dive into it because now that I've done more research, dude, if they mess this game up, a lot of people are going to be unhappy, and obviously that's Hogwarts Legacy.
Who's making it? I don't even know who's making it.
Avalanche Studios is making it, which I thought was really interesting because you're like, who the hell is Avalanche Studios? How
I feel like
about
I've heard of them.
yeah?
I
How
don't
about
know.
the maker of Mortal Kombat?
Oh,
And then the Prince of Persia games,
wow.
and then NCAA College Football 2K3.
What?
and then,
What?
Okay.
and then now their newest games are Toy Story 3, Cars 2, Disney Infinity 2.0 and 3.0, Cars 3, and then Hogwarts.
I guess they must have.
So they
I guess
got
you can really. I guess you can tell when they really got acquired that Disney license when they really.
Yeah, they got a fucking back alley deal with Disney going right now.
You can really
So
tell when things changed.
the one thing though is that when you have a company like that, and obviously the people who were making Mortal Kombat like probably isn't there anymore, I wouldn't think.
Or they just have a different. They probably have separate entities. It's probably a bunch of different
Oh yeah,
smaller groups within the company. Like one group makes Mortal Kombat,
dude.
the other one does.
But what I'm saying is, I think the fact that they had a company, like it is a company that made a game like Mortal Kombat, it gives me kind of hope for combat in Hogwarts Legacy, where it's not going to be like, what is the spell Levantin say?
Say, what is it? What are we speaking Spanish?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, that's it.
Leviosa. It's Leviosa. I have been doing Hermione impressions for like 3 days, dude.
So yeah, like I think I saw some gameplay on the combat. We'll get there in a little bit, but it looks pretty awesome. So essentially, it's by Avalanche Studios, but also published by their Portkey Games, which is like that got to a whole nother level. I couldn't keep track after that. So Avalanche Studios is who's making the game. I think it's being published by Portkey, which is also an entity of Warner Brothers. So it's all different companies, but they all are consumed by Warner Brothers Inc.
That makes sense. Or Disney.
Yeah, right. So the story, what they do, a couple really cool things in this game. So the story has nothing to do with the Harry Potter books. It's
Which
like
is good. Which
yeah.
I think is really good idea.
Because then you don't have to follow it. Yeah.
People know
what's
this
her name
story
got
so well
canceled?
that. Oh, J.K.
Yo,
Rowling.
What the hell is her
Dude.
name? J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling
got canceled.
Well, she's
I forgot what she said, but she said some wild shit, dude. She
So
said some wild shit.
As I was going through, there's a bunch of drama where they almost say, like, thank God it has nothing to do with the Harry Potter like story, but they were even worried about the whole Harry Potter universe as a whole because of what J.K. Rowling said. So, like, at some point, they were a little nervous because of what she said. So,
yeah, it doesn't really matter though. Can you just kind of do your own thing at that point? I mean, it's a wizard and make believe world.
See, but you'll see in a little bit. They're working way deeper with the Harry Potter world than you would think, because we all have to remember. I'm excited for this game, but there is a Harry Potter fan base out there that is wild and roaring to go, man. They are loyal.
I mean, when's the
fucking
last
fans.
Harry Potter game that's actually been released? There hasn't been a Harry Potter game.
They were
released
all.
in
I think they were all
years.
shit. I remember seeing gameplay, and it was.
Yeah, of course you had to ask a
Looked like
question
it
where
was
it's like
made
the
in
only thing
98.
I didn't research. It's like the only thing that didn't come out. But yeah, there was one for the original Xbox, I believe, that was horrible.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I
they were
believe
good.
it.
I think it was just about the hype of the movies coming out, and everyone loved them, so they kind of had
I
to.
mean, most of the time when there's a game that comes out and it's based on a movie or movie series, it's trash.
Hey!
This game, on the other hand,
besides the original Spider-Man games for like the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, those
I
ones were
played the
pretty
shit
fun.
out of those. Yeah, but that's
Uh-huh.
from a fucking comic. That's a comic book. That's from long ago. That's not based on the movie.
I think it
Get out of my fucking hair.
So it takes place 100 years before Harry Potter. So
you're a wizard, Harry.
So you come in. You come in as a 5th-year student, which means it's your last year. Which means to all
So
the
you
other
were held
witchers,
back.
all the other witches and wizards,
Did you
you're
just
like
say
an.
Witchers? Are we
Yes, I
bringing up
said
a
witchers.
Are we doing another Witcher 3 mention in this?
So you come as a 5th-year student, and then you get to create your character. So there is character creation, which is cool. I saw
Hogwarts.
like on a gameplay trailer, they were kind of doing like, like these are our options, and they changed the faces really fast in all of those videos. It didn't look like they're giving you a lot of options, but like, who knows, right? I'm not going to speculate on that. And then you get put in as a 5th-year, and this is where like the cool shit starts to happen. I think for fans of Harry Potter, is you get to go to the Sorting Hat, right? And in the Sorting Hat, you get to pick what house you want to be a part of. It's not like
as a 5th year. Doesn't that happen when you
Should be
like
at the
first
beginning.
go?
yeah, but it's your first year
Plot
in
hole.
Hogwarts.
Yeah,
No, it's your first year.
I
You
thought you said
come in as a 5th-year student, so it's your first year. But I don't know how it works, man.
I'm sure
we're
the game will
muggles.
explain it.
Yeah, we're muggles. We don't understand how it works over there.
Hey, you can't say that anymore.
Americans. We're silly Americans. We don't know.
So when you get to do it, so you get to pick what house you want to be a part of. But if you're a super Harry Potter fan and you're a, I think it's called Wizard World's member or whatever, where you take all of those quizzes and like you find out what house you're a part of, like there's a whole fan club for Harry Potter, right? So they go crazy. The game is letting you attach your account to the game. So like when you put on the hat, it puts you in your house because of your fan club. So I thought that was cool that they're like
that is cool. I like that.
They're supporting the fan club is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
That's
They're
actually
supporting
really
the
cool. I
fans.
like that.
I mean, you could also, just if you could just pick, you could just pick.
You don't get to
you make
fucking pick, Matt. That's why it's called the Sorting Hat.
No, you get to pick if you don't have an account. So you were the one that
for
was
real.
Yeah,
so I'm the idiot. God.
Yeah, you were the one not listening.
So the only thing you would have to do is pick through what was it, 4 different houses? Yeah.
4, yeah.
Oh, I gotta click right twice and then click
So-
my house.
Then you get sorted, which I'm interested in the whole sorting process because I wonder how much it changes the first part of the game. Like if this game is replayable 4 times because you start off so differently each time. But I don't know. But you go to your common rooms. The common rooms are gorgeous. They look awesome. I mean, it looks insane. It's so cool.
Are these like live, like, sorry to cut you off, are these like actual like gameplay videos that you were watching? Like where it's like they're taking the character and like doing that slow pan around the room kind of a thing?
Where they're walking like in a speed that in the real game you can't even walk in and you get to see everything. Yeah. So that's what I was watching. So they look really cool. And then what I thought was interesting is I wonder if they're taking like a playbook from that game Bully. Do you remember Bully?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where you had to go. So you have to go to classes in this game. And I don't know if those are like, I don't know if they're like tutorials or if they're like classes where you got to take tests like Bully. Like I don't know how that's going to work, but it could be interesting as long as they don't like make me go to school.
Or it could even be like a way of, or it could even be like a skill-based thing, where like you go to like your spell class, let's say, and you go to the class and it you get like a bonus XP just for going to class, and like you
hopefully
something like that.
Yeah. So you get to go to classes, and then it's like fucking Harry Potter, right? Like there's a really evil thing that you're trying to take down, and that's why you're there. That's why you got admitted into your 5th year, yada yada yada. And there's a lot of like just the age-old Harry Potter story play. So I don't want to like give up any.
That is sweet.
So
I don't want to give up any point. That's just for the story. I didn't want to give away any like who's involved and what the kind of story is.
I don't.
So.
Hold on, I don't mean to go in a different direction.
Voldemort.
I don't mean to go in a different direction. Just like because I have an idea of what the game's, because I haven't looked up anything. Is this like a open world?
Yes.
Like,
that's what I was gonna get.
Dude.
Next.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Because that was what I was thinking. If it's very like, because if it was one of those games that's very linear and like kind of you can't go and explore the whole school on your own, or like but at the end, like say you beat the game and you unlock everything, like you're not able to just go around and explore everything, because that's like one of the things that I like about games is being able to explore the world even if you're not doing a quest. Like just go off
100%.
doing something and
Oh,
you
dude, that's
stumble
like
across
That's a
random
must.
little
90%.
That's a
Yeah.
must in
that's
games
what
now,
and they have like random
in my opinion.
collectibles that you can go around and get. That's what I
Yeah. So
Dude,
okay,
that's
so it's a
why.
fully
That's
open.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna change
Okay.
the subject. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. No, I still have a lot, dude. That's just the base of the game. This is where all the cool shit comes in. So open world. Apparently, from what I'm reading, they're going to make it a pretty hardcore RPG because they're going to make it different. Like you have
It's
all
gotta
the
be.
dark spells and the good spells and the defenses versus the attacks, right? So combat kind of looks like almost like Pat when you play Skyrim, like magic attacks, but you have a wand, right? But it looks
Right.
pretty cool the way they're doing it. So combat is exactly what you would expect. I didn't think we were going to see anything fucking wild there.
Yeah.
You
as long
can.
as it doesn't look very bland though, I think is the big thing, because that's
Oh, they
something
have like colors coming out and different. You're like, phew,
Like all the
phew.
crazy fight scenes you see in Harry Potter, it's gonna be
Yeah,
pretty much like that all the fucking time for combat.
and
I'd hope
then
so.
you can.
I always wanted more. It's all like story and drama and mystery in the movie. I was like, fucking fight more. Come on. I want an action movie, dude. Fucking do
Well,
magic.
also I think Dave brought up an interesting.
Magic.
I also thought Dave brought up an interesting point. I wonder if that's going to play a thing
Yo,
in the game. Is like,
time out. Matt, have you seen Pat drink that water bottle?
yeah, he
It's
chugged it,
disgusting, dude. You
and
drink water like
What?
he already
you
drank
drink
one
water
before the
like a savage, dude.
This is my second bottle since we started this episode.
Yeah, dude. Oh, the video will be on YouTube.
I got
You can
another
watch
one
him
on
just
deck.
suck down a fucking bottle of water.
Join our
Go
new
ahead, Matt.
OnlyFans page where I chug water bottles shirtless.
It's going to help
Called
support the
Defreaks and
channel.
Cum.
Oh my god!
You remember that?
Okay, all right. Going
It's
back
our
to the
OnlyFans.
gameplay. I wonder if like there's gonna be like a good and an evil aspect to the game.
I'm sure there
Yes,
is.
but I think
I mean, dude,
agree.
Slytherin is a fucking. I don't understand how Slytherin is able to like keep. Like they create all the fucking villains in the Harry Potter. Like just abolish Slytherin, and you're all just wizards again.
Yo, that's so funny. I've never thought of that.
Are you serious, dude? All of the bad guys come from Slytherin, including
No,
the
you're
professors. Like, what are we doing here?
no, you're obviously right, but I never thought like, hey, why
Yeah,
don't
but
we just get rid of
Get
them?
rid of
if there
this
was some good
house.
people? What if there was still some good people that came from it?
Of course
No,
there
that's
are.
not. Isn't the Sorting Hat like you're inevitably evil? That's why you're going to
evil.
Slytherin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Yeah, unless the Sorting Hat's wrong, and then we really have a conspiracy on our hands. Because then, how do they pick where they go? So, okay,
Conspiracy.
tangent.
Illuminati.
You get to fly on a broom, which is fucking sweet. That's like
Oh, can you play
your
Quidditch?
I would
Yo.
be so disappointed if you couldn't
Dude.
fucking use a broom.
They need to have a
no. You can use a broom,
Quidditch.
but biggest miss, they have no Quidditch.
What?
Quidditch
I
is
don't-
not in the game.
It'll be.
What?
There's no way, dude. Imagine being able to play like. Imagine they had like a Quidditch league that you can sign up for. there's, like,
Multiplayer Quidditch, that's
Not
that
even-
Quidditch could be its own fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
That's how much it would sell.
Oh yeah.
They
I mean,
created fucking Quidditch teams in like some
in real
colleges.
life.
Yeah. How are you gonna not
but-
have that in a Harry Potter game?
In the
No
base
fire.
game, they have no Quidditch.
I think they
Wild.
just want to release a good base game, and I think they probably think adding that probably isn't that important compared
Yo,
to everything else.
Even like, oh, now you got me going on this Quidditch thing though. Like, do you ever play Pat, we've played it with NHL. They have something called the ECSHL or something like that, where you get online and you have five people on your team and you verse other 5 people. Imagine you had that in a
And you
Quidditch
start with a
game where
shitty
like
team, and
one
each team you
person
beat.
was like all online. It was 5 versus 5. So that would be dope.
Even if it wasn't
Yeah.
online, even if it was just kind of like your like if you're Dave going back to like you said, it's like bully. I mean, if it's kind of like that, I mean, it's almost like it'd just be like your school's football team.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's always a game to go play, and there's always just like
Every week you go to you have to go to your game, or you say there's practice 2, you have to go to every week. There's one practice and one game, and then depending on how you do, you go to the playoffs, and then there's a championship. I mean,
that would be fucking sweet.
even if
It's a
there's no
fucking
online, even
alley-oop,
if it's just
dude.
all NPCs, just
Yeah, and then like
NPCs.
the finals team has that kid that comes in that's like, I am 20, and he's just like ripped, and he's
Yeah.
like the fastest dude on a broom that you've ever seen.
Or they sabotage. That's when they sabotage your broom, and you gotta get your new one. Which I
Yeah,
forget what it's
I
called.
think it's a huge miss, man. I think like almost like the not to fucking bringing it up again. Not like how Gwent is to The Witcher 3, but like Gwent got really, really popular. I would have seen Quidditch getting really, really popular.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Also, you can fucking train and mount all of the wildlife in the game.
See, but I think the more we find out about the game, like as Dave goes through
That's
this,
awesome.
there'll probably be big, like more reasons why they probably think, all right, we'll add Quidditch in at a later time, if at ever, because
DLC.
they'll probably add the game's probably so in depth as it is. It's like,
Yeah, I would imagine the story is extremely immersive.
Okay, so then that's the whole open world. And then you get into Hogwarts, and in between your classes, you can, like, obviously go along the halls of Hogwarts. By the way, there's dungeons, there's puzzles, there's, like, puzzles to get collectibles. Matt, like you were saying, that they said are brain twisting puzzles. Whatever the fuck that means. They could be hard.
they're probably
Yeah.
some of them are
It's
probably
just,
very basic.
yeah, they're probably just hyping them up. But then, like, I saw a dungeon, dude. It's like it's like going into the Destiny 2, where like you go into another room and it was huge, and there was like all these moving gears and shit, and you had to like use your magic to pull a platform closer to you, and it was wild. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a lot, and it's going to be a ton of fun, man. I don't know. The only thing I'm really worried about, and I know I just said like it is what it is, and we didn't think it was going to be any different, but I just hope the combat's not stale. Like, let's say it is a 60, 70-hour game. Is the combat going to keep me for 70 hours?
Do you think it's gonna? I know this is kind of random, but do you think it's gonna be kind of? Because I'm assuming this game's like third person. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
so do you think it's gonna be kind of like Breath of the Wild combat, where it's like you lock onto someone
Yeah.
and then you kind of you move around them in a circle, and then you're able to do different
The only
combos.
combat videos I've seen are one-on-one. That's
What
one
what
hand.
was that?
It's one hand. You don't have nobody has dual wands.
Well, no, I mean obviously, but I was just more wondering at how it's actually going to play out. Like, is it because I mean, is it going to be like a pain? Is it going to be like annoying to fight people?
Yeah, how do you change spells? Right? If you're doing an
Yeah,
attack
that's
spell and you want to do a defense spell, and then you want to do like a poison spell, whatever it is, how are you
Right.
changing that? Because from what
I
I've
think
read
that
too,
would be like Skyrim.
there's a ton
Like
of
you would have a
spells.
menu.
Or you're
Yeah.
going to have,
Let
or
me
you're,
see. Let me see how many spells are in the game. Keep talking.
There's got to be
Or-
like dozens, if not hundreds.
or it's going to be dependent on the wand that you have. Maybe like certain wands can only like a level.
Don't you
one,
only
like a
have
basic.
one?
Well, no, but I'm setting like you only have one wand, but oh yeah, that's true. Actually, I forgot.
There will be over 20 spells available to learn as you progress through your studies, with 4 slottable quick access spells on your HUD.
That's what I was thinking. Is it going to be like? It's probably going to be like
Like
you can only have a certain amount at a
The
time.
Witcher and the Witcher, like they have the wheel.
Yeah, but The Witcher only has what 5 or 6 different.
Yeah, but that's like your quick slot. So then you can just change in and out your quick slot, but have something like that where all of it's easily accessible. Hopefully they're acceptable as well.
I just hope that that everything is fun. So, I know it sounds random, but
Hot take. I also hope everything is fun.
I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to think of. I was trying to think of something, but I couldn't think of it. And then I just was like, I gotta say something.
that
kill this
quote was good
silence.
enough to be put on your headstone after you die. I hope everything is fun.
Yeah, and then I just kept reading. I'm a little worried about the story, but just because I'm not like a big Hogwarts fan, but
Yeah,
I'm
but I think
not a big Hogwarts Harry Potter fan either. So I think the world is interesting. I think the whole magic use is interesting. I like where they're going. It sounds like it's going to be a big fucking project for a
Yeah.
company that the last game they produced was Disney Infinity. Like,
that was a big game though.
was it?
Not like a popular game, but I think it was like a big open world kind of game.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Said
When's the
Disney
last
pretty
time we saw
large.
this company make an open world game? Have they ever? Like,
No,
unless it's
I think Disney Infinity was an open world game. That's what I'm trying to say.
so I am a little worried about that, but it's been in development for a while, and I think if they nail it, they've got a hit on their hands just for the amount of Harry Potter fans there are, man. I think that game,
Totally.
right now, it comes out February 10th for the PC. It is the number one selling game on Steam.
I'm not. It's probably been for a long
Already?
since it was able to be
It
purchased.
was in the top. It was in like the top page, Matt, but it just hit number one.
Yeah, yeah, because it's getting closer, and everyone's like, "Oh, more and more shit's starting to come out." So everyone's like, "Oh my god, I got to get this game." Now I'm gonna start. Now I'm gonna pre-order it.
And if you pre-order it, you get a 3-day advance play. You get to play it February 7th. So,
Cool.
yeah, I'm not doing that. So I'm definitely gonna play the shit out of that game. Probably stream it, and then I'll probably do. I would like for us to do like in-depth reviews of games. I think that would be cool once we
Well,
beat a game.
I think my Assassin's Creed Mirage, I think it's going to come out at the end of the year.
Well,
Unfortunately.
but I'm just saying like whenever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying tomorrow I'm gonna buy the game because it's impossible. And then when I play it, I'll do a little review on it. So I'm fucking super pumped about that game, and I think it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna play the shit out of it because I only have about a month to beat it before The Last of Us comes out. So, cheers. That's Steve
Is that
Freak's
my
take
cue?
on Hogwarts and Hogwarts Legacy. You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a wit, not me, not Hermione, you.
That was
So
fucking horrible.
was it?
Yeah,
So Assassin's Creed Mirage is set in 9th century Baghdad, which is
which,
very
correct
interesting.
me if I'm wrong, is 900 to 801.
What?
9th century
No.
BC means it's 900 BC to 801 BC. That's what that means.
Wait. No, it's not
Yeah,
BC.
You just said BC, dude.
I think you just said 9th century.
Did I?
When does the game take place?
Oh,
You're losing everybody here.
no.
Matt's
You're
yawning.
fucking me. Damn it.
I'm pretty
9th
sure you said.
century Baghdad. I didn't say
Yeah,
BC.
he said 9th century. I don't know
9th
why you thought you
century
said
Baghdad. You're throwing me all off, dude. So,
I think it's because you said B in Baghdad. You thought you just said BC.
Okay, I'm following now.
regardless,
Keep going.
takes place in Baghdad, decades before in the Assassin's Creed world of Valhalla, their last release, which came out in 2020. Also, this is the 13th major installment of Assassin's Creed. Is that crazy?
Wow.
Like, that's fucking wild, dude. With how much research, development, and how crisp the games always are.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind
they're
of crazy.
lauded.
I wonder how
They
big
are
their like
lauded for how smooth the parkour movement in water is. Some of the most, it's probably the most advanced game when it comes to water physics. How they look and how you
think
move
so?
in water. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
you also you have to give them credit the fact that they've been able to keep the same series alive for 13 different installments.
Oh yeah,
Did you
and
guys
like
ever
half
play the
people-
first game?
I remember
I've
playing the
seen-
first game and got about halfway through it and realized that it just wasn't a game for me, and then haven't touched one
Is
since.
that the one with Ezio?
That's like the
first
white
one
and red.
is
It's like the
Ezio
white and
was
red road.
Italy.
Ezio.
Altair. I think that was his name.
Okay.
But he was like fucking millennia ago. He was in BC. I think.
Okay, so but what do you okay? So from what you were telling us before, there's not much on it, right? So we're kind
There's
of
not a
it's
whole
all
lot.
speculation.
But so the one thing
Well,
that has been also it is
when does it come
being
out?
developed by 2023, and it was
Oh, they don't even
announced
have a
in
release date.
September 22. So that's why I'm saying I
Guys,
think it's going to be the end of the year. And these
yeah,
games
for
take a
sure.
long fucking they do legitimate historical research for these
Yeah,
games.
I was just saying before. I wonder how big their research team is. It's kind of crazy.
Oh my god, huge. So
You lost your train
they
of thought.
said, yeah, I did. They said they're going to return to older games in the way of the focus of the gameplay, meaning it's going to be more about stealth rather than character development. So I think what that means is to play the game, you're in the Animus. You're a person in modern times, and you go in this machine that your company developed because you're an ancestor of this assassin. So you go in this machine and you access their memories, and that's what you're playing. I
I
think
always thought
that
that was the
they're gonna
biggest
move.
fucking plot hole of Assassin's Creed.
Why?
It's such a dumb thought, dude.
Explain it to me, and I'll explain how stupid you are.
You're telling me that so you access their memories, so you're not controlling them, right? So you're accessing their memories.
Right.
So every single person that has an ancestor that is an assassin moves the same way, kills the same way, climbs the same way, does parkour the same way. It's a fucking plot hole, and I think you need to admit it.
How is that a plot? No, the Assassin's Brotherhood is in a fucking elite force, keeping
And
the Order
from
Templioris.
Baghdad. So you're saying from Baghdad of 900 Baghdad all the way back to like fuckstick BCE, because that's how long the game goes back. They all fucking climb the same. It just doesn't make sense. They're
They
things
don't climb the
evolve.
same. There are different climbing mechanics in different games. So fuck yourself
Horseshit.
right
Keep
there.
going. They all do the same thing. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's tradition. It's assassin tradition. There you go. There's your explanation for
To
your
climb all
plot
the way up
hole.
a really high tire and the top,
Tire.
climb up,
Your point is invalid.
Invalid.
climbing up a really high tower and jumping in a hay bale since 10,000 BCE.
Yeah,
Okay, so keep
tradition.
going. So, are you excited for the Baghdad? Because I think there was other ones they
Any
could have
new
hit
game
on.
that comes out from Ubisoft, I am interested in automatic. I think it is one of the best. So in recent weeks, I've been saying that no game is gonna come out perfect ever again, except for Ubisoft games. They are
What about Watch
fucking
Dogs?
perfect. All right, well, fucking who cares?
They always gotta have one. You always gotta have one shitty
Yeah.
game.
I also didn't think Watch Dogs was bad at all. I think people totally blew that situation, but I'm gonna keep my
Yeah.
comments to myself. Um,
No, but in terms of
I
Assassin's Creed games, they always come out crisp, ready to play right out of the gate. Like they are one of those companies who isn't going to release a half-ass game.
Watch Dogs. I was really excited though that if they were going to come out, because the big talk was like they haven't done a China or a Japan one,
Yeah.
and
Well,
I think that
they just went Viking with Valhalla. So I think they're
Do you think they're trying to
I
stick
think
in?
they have a long-term goal, I think. They're
Have they
not
oh
stuck
for
gonna
like?
sure.
none of these Assassin's Creed games are gonna kill the series. They have a
Have
loyal
they
fan
stuck in a
base. I'm a part
chronological
of it.
order?
No. Fuck no.
Oh no, they've jumped.
Fuck
There's
Oh,
no, dude.
yeah, remember like Black Flag? Was it Black Flag or no? The one of them was
oh
like
yeah. There's
one of them
pirates.
was yeah, and then one of them was like the Civil War, Revolutionary War.
Yeah,
Revolutionary
that
War.
was
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed 3.
yeah, that one was dope. Except for
That
Paul
yeah,
Revere,
when
he was the most annoying. He was the most annoying character on the planet.
I don't even remember that. Dude, the DLC for that game fucking dope. Like wild. Dave, you would have loved it. Was like a conspiracy theorist fucking wet dream, dude.
Oh yeah,
It was like George Washington was an evil king trying to harness the power of the earth to make him God King of America. It was wild, dude. And you had to
that's
kill George Washington. It was
yeah.
wild.
I heard
And
that was real.
the pyramids were involved and shit. Dude. That
I think that's
was
real.
some
That's
crazy
not a
shit.
conspiracy. Isn't
George
that what
Washington
happened?
just died before he was able to harness the power of the pyramids. Um,
Damn
but
that
yeah,
cherry tree.
I'm fucking pumped for it. I always thought you know, they
Was
went
okay. I'm
away
gonna ask
from
you a
the
question.
original
I'm gonna ask you a question,
storyline
and
of being an assassin. Like you became a badass warrior and you were a mercenary.
you're
Like,
tiring the shit out of
come
Matt.
on. Come on. Let me be
Okay,
a stealthy motherfucker and go kill someone.
I have a question for you, and I don't know if you know the answer. Was Baghdad part of Persia back then? Like,
Jesus
is this gonna be
Christ,
like a?
dude. What do you think? I'm a fucking ancient Middle Eastern historian? How would I even Google that?
I'm just thinking, like, what if this is like if this is an Assassin's Creed Persian Empire? That would be fucking sick. Because the Persians were also like all of their stories are
They were
awesome.
crazy, dude. Yeah,
Like
they
if
were
we,
a force to be reckoned with back in the day.
what would I just say? The Persian. What would I type in? The Persian Empire.
Um,
Empire
yeah, it
reign.
was part of the Persian Empire.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're doing like a Persia war kind of situation,
Oh,
which would be
dude.
fucking sick.
It was the center of the caliphate during the golden age of Islam of the 9th and 10th centuries. So this is
Yeah, it's
like
gonna be sick.
the
Yeah,
height of
yeah,
Persian power.
So do
yeah.
you think they're gonna start building off of like one game, like kind of?
There has been an underlying story with the modern day ancestors. So first you were Miles, and then he kind of like you. I forget what game. I think it was one of the Ezio games. You got to kind of branch out into the real world, modern day real world a tiny bit. You got to do like parkour in like a skyscraper trying to get away from the Templars, and then Miles dies, and then the next game you're just another relative.
Do they all
So
know each
I
other?
don't.
All of the relatives? Are they close or are they like distant relatives?
They're bros. They're bros. No, I don't think they know each other. No,
Oh,
they're all different. They're all different. But they all are like secretly trying to stop the Templars from. The Templars want peace
how
through
haven't the
control
Templars been taken over yet?
because they're huge and secretive.
That's another plot hole.
Any other
I know.
stupid questions?
You've been searching
Wait,
for the Templars for 10, 11,000 years and you can't stop
It's
them?
I
it's
have a
like
question.
the Israelis and Palestinians. They've been fighting for thousands of years.
Okay.
I have what can be a dumb
That's a
question.
fucking that's
What's the
a
point of what your
that's a
company is doing?
contemporary reference. Huh?
What's the point of what the company is doing in the Assassin's Creed universe? Like, what's the whole
Trying to
point
stop
of?
the Templars from taking over the earth.
So the Templars are
Duh.
basically like the Illuminati. What the fuck, bro? I haven't
Yeah,
played the
yeah, no,
games.
they're the Illuminati. Like,
Oh,
I'm not being a dick. Like, 100%. They're like secret backdoor government trying to take over the world by finding ancient, powerful artifacts. And you need to find the artifacts first so they don't gain control.
I have a serious question, and I'm actually being serious about this. Do you think that right now there is an assassin that lives among us that does crazy shit like this?
not like climbs towers and jumps into wagons of hay, but yeah, like secretly kills people. Like like the CIA has hundreds of them. I'm sure of it. Not like
No, but I
cut
meant
off your
like
ring finger because the blade in your wrist comes out and it'll, you have to prove your loyalty by getting your ring finger cut off, which is a part of the
that's what I
game. I
was
don't know if you
asking.
knew that.
No, I did
No,
not
not
know
like
that.
that.
In all the new
Not
ones,
like
I
that.
thought it was just like a weapon, the sword that comes out of your wrist.
It is.
But you have to get your pinky ring cut off?
No, your ring finger.
Your
Your
pinky.
pinky ring?
What the fuck does
am
that
I
even
talking about? So it started by getting your ring finger cut off and a blade
To show
inserted
your
into that?
loyalty. No. It's on your wrist. It's like a wrist contraption.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, I thought you meant the blade came. You cut off the finger, installed the blade in there, and you were like,
No.
almost like
No, this
Spider-Man
isn't
with a
like
ring finger
this
blade.
isn't a dumb Wolverine kind of thing. I don't know why you have to have your ring
Dude,
finger
Wolverine
cut off.
is not dumb.
No,
Wolverine is not dumb.
I'm saying putting a blade where your ring finger was is a dumb Wolverine like knockoff.
That's why I was like,
concept.
That's why I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like how you use it in the game. Like how?
No,
first
it's
of all,
it's
I
like
can't even
it's a
bend
wrist.
all of my fingers. Yeah,
It's a wrist
No,
contraption, and somehow they never explain the exact mechanics of it. But like, when you like bend your
plot
hand
hole,
back,
Matt. That's plot hole
blade.
number 3, dude.
No, it's because if you're in a huge crowd and like you see your target, you walk up behind them, all you do is fucking flop your wrist back and a blade comes out and you just stab them in the jugular. The old jug.
But that's what I'm saying. That's another plot hole. They haven't advanced that blade technology for 12,000 years.
Because it's state of the art, bro.
Yeah. So you now know how I feel about Assassin's Creed. But you know it's also fucked up? I'll play it because I think they're cool and I think they're really fun to play.
Dude, they are dope.
I wish they would do a little more like reinventing and engineering the way that the game works a little more than they do. It's
I think
kind of
they
like
do
a Call
that
of Duty.
more than any other game. I think that's why
You think so?
it's been around for so long. Yeah, I think
What did
so.
they change?
I've played almost all of them.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what did they change from game to game? Like, do they change the way skills
So,
work?
the name of my favorite one is fucking escaping me right now, which is horrible. But so for Black Flag, they added boat warfare, like open sea warfare, which
That
was
is
a
true.
huge
That was
new
brand new.
mechanic. And then they added that to hold on, I gotta find the name of this fucking.
The other one where they had the you're saying other one they had water warfare and Odyssey as well.
Odyssey, and then the one after Odyssey,
Origins. It was Odyssey, Origins, Valhalla. Shows how much of a fan you are.
Hang on, dude. Assassin's Creed, bro.
What are you even
Revelations was kind of shitty. Jesus Christ, dude, there are so many.
It was Origins. I'm telling you, it was Origins.
No, that is the Ancient Egypt one.
Yes, and then Odyssey was the Rome one, wasn't it?
No, that was Ezio. That was Brotherhood, I think. Dude, there are like 40 different iterations of this goddamn game.
Yeah, dude, I'm right. So you're wrong. It doesn't matter.
No, definitely not.
I just looked it up.
Is it Odyssey?
Yeah, you're
where
wrong.
you can pick between the Spartans and the Greeks, and you can like help both sides. You can help one side take control.
I think that was Origins.
No, that was Odyssey. You were right. Origins was Ancient Egypt. That was the one you played last.
Okay, yeah.
But in Odyssey, the reason why it's my favorite is because, first of all, the world was massive. There was open battles you could fight in, which I wish were a little more in depth. They're pretty basic. Like, all you have to do is kill a bunch of soldiers and kill like 4 officers, and then your side wins. I wish it was a little more in depth than that.
That's pretty basic.
Yeah, but and then there was also a mercenary like tier list, like where the most powerful mercenary you couldn't fight until you were like a level 50, which takes a shitload of time.
Oh, those mercenaries are so hard to kill too. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah. Like, you need
Yeah,
to upgrade your attacks and your health and your defenses and all that shit, and you need to be good at combat and understand the way each different type of mercenary fights. And you can fight your way up the mercenary, like, hierarchy. Yeah. And if you did, like, if you assassinated someone and someone saw you do it and they know it was you, then someone throughout the land will hire mercenaries to come and kill you. And depending on how much bad shit you did, like, you could have 5 mercenaries, or I think it was up to 4 mercenaries coming after you at once to collect the bounty on your head.
Okay, so I'm wrong.
It was wild.
I'm wrong.
And mercenaries also had ships, and you could fight mercenaries in the open ocean.
Water.
Yeah.
So I'm wrong. They definitely put new mechanics in. I still do want to,
and they also
changed
the parkour a little bit. I know.
I think that's what
I have it.
I think you were looking more into like major changes to it, not like subtle behind the scenes stuff.
I think I get like, it loses me. I feel like each Assassin's Creed game is like, it loses me at some point, because at some point, to me, it's the same game over and over again.
Oh yeah,
like it's cool to go revisit like all these different ancient worlds and stuff like that. But I don't know, they lose me. But either way,
I like it.
I'll definitely,
the history aspect is one of the main draws for me. The fact that they do so much fucking research, and like they
just tried to look
advisors in the room while they're developing these games. So if there's an inconsistency, they'll be like, "All right."
Yeah, and how to conceptualize that and put it all together.
Yeah, and create a completely fictional story background and link it to modern day. I don't know. That's fucking awesome, in my opinion.
I agree, but listen, I think those are going to be our for podcast wise, right? Those are going to be our 3 games for the year that we're going to look forward to. We're just kind of introducing what we're, I guess, excited for, right? I don't know how else to put that. There's not much else to say.
I have one more tiny point to make.
Okay.
One thing that scares me a little bit is that this game was originally intended to be DLC for Valhalla, and they made it a full-fledged game. Yeah, exactly. Also, did you know that Ubisoft has its own engine? I did not know that.
For Assassin's Creed games?
Or
is it just their engine for the games that they play?
No, I think it's just Assassin's Creed. Because
you know
like you look at it's like Ubisoft something.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like Snowdrop. I don't know who makes Snowdrop. I was thinking about that for that's a good point that you brought that up for Hogwarts. They're doing it on Unreal Engine 4, and there was a big debate on whether or not they would kind of scratch it. Anvil, yeah.
Ubisoft but Anvil.
For Hogwarts, they're doing it on Unreal Engine 4, and Unreal Engine 5 just came out, and they were like, are they going to port the game over? Because Unreal Engine 5, for like every Unreal Engine release, there's like a huge amount of upgrades that happen. So they were like, are they going to upgrade it? And no, they're going to stick with 4, which is kind of disappointing. I think we should.
I like that though. I would like to do that's where the mistakes get made.
Yeah. Oh, it would be so much more broken if they moved it. I just think that people are really excited for Unreal Engine 5. So when these games come out, I know my game will come out. Who knows if these 2 Knuckleheads games will come out. But when you do,
mine's going to be the end of the year. But I'm going to buy it and play the shit out of this new Assassin's Creed.
But I think the good way to start 2023, I think for the next couple of weeks, we're going to get away again from these episodes where it's just us, and we're going to bring back some streamers and content creators to get some interviews going. And then in 2 weeks, we'll actually all be together recording our first podcast episode together.
In
So look forward to
person.
that in person. That'll be fun. It'll happen right back here. So I think that will be a lot of fun. So there's a lot to look forward to. And as always, we'll end it with some patty plugs.
Hit us up on Twitch and Twitter, D Freaks and Geeks, 3 replacing the E in D Freak. And we're also going to be releasing our podcasts from here on out with video on YouTube. Fucking Joe Rogan, watch out. We're coming for your ass.
Yeah, I think
next
this
week
is
going to have Seth Rogen on. He's a big gamer. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Is he actually?
I don't know, dude.
I could see that.
We're gonna have Henry Cavill.
No,
on,
I
so
think
we
he's.
We can get our real in-depth Witcher 3.
Dude,
I would cream my
shit
pants.
My pants.
I would cream my pants.
Yeah. Seriously, dude, that would be.
I would ask him on a date. I would have to constantly be fighting my own brain to not be like, "Could you adopt me or something?"
Do you remember that episode where it's like we picked 3 streamers that we would really like to interview throughout the life of the podcast? Yeah. I think I trade my number 3 out for Henry Cavill. I've just made that decision.
Is he a streamer?
No, but
no, definitely
he's a content. I think he could be considered a content creator. What do you guys think? I don't know.
Literally the best looking man in human history.
And he plays games. And he read all of the Witcher's books. But to put on top of what Pat said, we don't know how we're gonna do it yet. But for those who watch us on Twitch, we're going to start making some moves over to YouTube. We're going to start using YouTube a lot more. So look forward to our channels. Take a look at it. We're going to get some videos up there. We're going to post a podcast on there, and we're just going to start pumping out some of the cool podcasts that we make, but also the cool shit we do during games. So keep an eye out for that. And as always, rate and review the podcast. If you hate it, if you love it, we don't give a fuck. Just click that star button.
5 stars.
And we will. Yeah. Yeah, even if you hate it, 5 stars. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. We don't need you to actually like it. Yeah.
Don't be a
It's actually a negative 5-star review. You just don't realize it. Yes, there's a secret button that you have to push that says for like negative. Or hate. Yeah, right. And then when you do the 5 stars, it's actually a negative 5-star.
Yeah, make sure you hit the BC button. That means before price.
You can't say that anymore.
5 stars.
It's BCE.
Oh, BCE.
Yeah. As always, we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Later.